OK, so without the CO2 then, how long will this last on the shelf?
So fresh meat without CO2 has only got a 3 or 4 day shelf life. So by the time that's been packed on day 1, distributed to depot day 2, into a retail store on day 3, you're looking at like not a lot of shelf life left.
So it's vitally important for keeping fresh meat, well, fresh. And without any more carbon dioxide, this production line and countless others will stop within 2 weeks. Vitally important, and yet 60% of the UK supply comes from just one firm.
At CF Industries, we've always answered the call for progress.
Today, the call to CF Industries wasn't for progress, but production, and it came from the government. The deal, they will restart their 2 factories producing CO2. The government will provide temporary financial support. No details as yet, but a deal hammered out over 3 days of talks.
I'm really, really pleased that that's happened. It would have been horrendous if it hadn't have happened. So that is really good news, and I'm pleased to hear that.
Is there a but coming?
But we have to question why we're reliant so much on just 2 factories.
A lack of CO2 is a symptom, though, not the cause of a supply-side squeeze facing the nation. At its root, a global gas shortage and surging post-COVID demand. With financials in freefall, 5 British energy firms have gone bust in recent weeks. Ruin for them, uncertainty for their 700,000 customers who face switches to new gas and electricity providers on new, probably more expensive rates.
Whenever energy companies take on new customers, there are costs associated, switching sites, charge commissions and so on. So there's always the kind of need to think about the cost of a new customer. In the case of supplier of last resort, Ofgem runs a competitive auction process, and Ofgem chooses the company that asks for the least money.
With bills set to rise no matter the supplier and yet more energy firms on the brink of survival, millions of customers are facing a cost of living crunch.
I try to use my microwave more than cooking now because the gas is just too much.
I think it's dreadful because everything's going up. All your food's going up, your clothing's going up, your gas and electric's going up, but income's not.
Lots of people in work, in well-paid jobs, can absorb these fluctuations in price. But it's vulnerable people, elderly people, that I think are really exposed, and that's why we've always been very focused on them, particularly with regard to energy prices. That's why we introduced the cap in the first place. That's why we've got the warm home discount.
Help is on its way, says the government, but as yet no deal has been struck between them, the energy companies and the regulator Ofgem for just how it will work in practice. The only certainty, bills, and lots of them, are rising.
We've had electricity price increases. Our electricity for running the business here, $5,000 a month, is going up to $8,500, 50% increase. That has got to be absorbed by us as a business. How can we absorb that? We have to pass that on. So food inflation over the next year is going to be chronic because energy costs have gone up so high.
So today's carbon dioxide crisis has been averted, but no one's breathing easy just yet. Next month, 15 million households will see energy prices go up by around £178, then settle in, because come April, they're likely to rise once again.